She already has. Hi everyone and welcome to Gentleman's Gank, the show where I am scrambling to shill this real quick.
My favorite segment we do.
The one where I don't shill?
Basically anything that involves you doing stuff at your computer that is invisible to the viewers.
Yeah.
Whether it's shilling something or reorganizing your Steam library.
Oh, but that's the thing, is that I can show that now.
Oh, that's right.
It would be terrible, but I could do it.
This is the new camera angle I'm going to do for stream.
Why does the bottom of the screen look glitched?
It's a great question.
Thank you.
That's definitely not how it's supposed to look.
No. It's not.
And
oh,
it's,
there we go.
Oh,
Fixed
there.
it. Yep.
Okay. So as you say, it's not doing that on my side.
Oh gosh, I have so much. Cause I write notes, like whenever I encounter something that needs to be talked about, I write it down in a private Discord I have. And it's gotten to be quite a bit. How are you doing? Doing okay? Silence? Cool. That bad?
Are you asking me?
Y'all?
Okay, it sounded like you were in the middle of a sentence and then suddenly switched to "How are you doing?" So I was like, "Oh, did someone call him? Why is it still glitchy?"
Hello? No.
Now it's sort of. What is happening?
Don't worry about it. Just
Oh,
go
okay.
for it. Yeah.
Zuki does not trust this camera. Oh, but now she's watching the game.
Yeah, because I watched her look up as you teleported into the sky.
It's a like kids react stream, but it's dogs react.
Oh.
Dogs react to Legend of Zelda.
Our dog is halfway under the futon right now, so.
Yes. This is how she reacts.
Sleep.
Duck
So how are y'all, to actually potentially answer the question?
Pretty good. I had a hot pot for the first time yesterday. How are you?
Ooh, I love hot pot. I'm pretty good.
Yeah. It was like not 100% how a hot pot's supposed to be, because it was like the ingredients were already in it rather than like you cooking the ingredients in it.
Okay.
Like the ingredients were already in, it continued heating up, and like they put basically like a small citronella, or not citronella candle, but like, you know, one of the like heating candles underneath it to like keep it hot for like 10 minutes.
So there's two different types of hot pot, and one is shabu shabu, which means swish swish. And that's the one where you cook it in there. You take your ingredients, you put them in there, you swish swish, and then you pull it out and eat it. The other one is just all the ingredients are in there.
Yeah, like a super stew.
Yeah. And honestly, I tend to prefer the ones that are the non-shabu shabu.
Honestly, I think I probably would too, but I would want to do it once or twice.
Oh yeah.
Like, that's slightly more of like an experience. In the same way that like KBBQ is like its own thing.
Yeah.
Having to like cook it yourself. Like that's a very fun like social thing.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I got a little barbecue. Like there's a little charcoal barbecue that we have that's designed to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really cool.
There we go. That's the angle.
Yeah. The best of both worlds.
Still got the dog.
Oh, I don't know if having me on screen would be the best in any world, but I appreciate your enthusiasm.
So we had two movie related things that happened this week.
Oh yes, I'm super excited to hear what bad movie you would.
First off, I want to get to this before we move past it because I learned that this movie exists, and it shouldn't. Have you heard of A Recipe for Seduction?
No, but it sounds like a bad romance movie.
Well, it's a Lifetime mini-movie, so you're correct. It is a bad romance movie.
Is it like is the object of their desire the rat from Ratatouille?
Close.
You're
It
like,
tells-
it's actually the bug from Bugs Life. I'm like,
No.
what?
It tells the story of a young heiress who struggles to choose between a wealthy suitor chosen by her mother and the new house chef, Harland Sanders.
It's okay.
Yes, that's correct.
Immediately
It is
that's interesting.
Colonel Harland Sanders. It is the
Is that-
KF.
Is that his like canon first name?
Yeah.
I thought it was Thomas.
No, Colonel Harland David Sanders.
Who's Thomas? Felt like that was someone, but it might
That
just
is an
be someone I went to
American
high school.
singer.
Maybe I just thought those two were the same person when I read someone talking about him, and I just assumed they were talking about something.
It's a fine person.
Wait, what's Colonel Sanders' first name? Harlan?
Harlan. Harland, yes. Harland Sanders. So yeah, it's a Lifetime original mini-movie presented by Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Right.
They should have at least made his initials KFC or something. Like, you should have been like Charles with a K.
Charles?
Like Charles Sandry. Charles with a C. Sanders.
Carl Francis Colonel.
Yeah. Yeah. The Colonel is in like quotes because it's like a nickname.
Yeah.
It's not an actual Colonel.
So yeah, I learned that exists. It came out December of last year. Why?
Yeah, but like, that's not a great idea for anything.
Also, like, KFC sucks, so...
Yeah. I don't think I've been to KFC in like 10 years.
Like, Yeah, about 10 years, I get the hankering for like, oh man, KFC's good, and then I go back, I'm like, no, it's not. And then even more persistently than the varsity, you get the runs after.
But the varsity is actually like decent, from what I remember.
Yeah, no, like the varsity tastes
Decent in
good.
the same way Waffle House is. Like, you don't go there because the food is like delicious. You go there because it's good in a bad way.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll get to the movie that we saw. So we recently got a device that allows us to play Netflix and Amazon Prime on our TV like way better than the Xbox 360 did.
Yeah.
And so that opened the door for us to actually start watching Amazon Prime stuff again, because last time we tried, it like stuttered so badly. Is he digging into the pillow?
Oh yeah,
or whatever?
Mizuki like tunnels underneath it sometimes, and like sleeps under the blanket. The cat does too. Like at night, like I'll see him like tunneling underneath it, but then like later he's laying on top, and I don't know if he like tunneled underneath it and then like got warm, or if he just like decided, nah, I'm good, I'll sleep on top of it. Like, poked her head out at me and looked at me.
So we
Oh no, this is my view of her right now.
I love it.
It just popped out, it was like, hi.
I'm here. So while looking through there, we looked through every once in a while just to see what's free to run. And we found the Starving Games.
Oh, the Starving Games?
Starving games.
Yep.
It's written by Chuck Tingle or whoever it is that makes ridiculous adaptations of books.
No, these are by the people that did Spy Hard, Scary Movie, Meet the Spartans.
But the genre that they're going for is youth adult.
Well, we looked them up after we watched the movie. For the record, we didn't know this going in.
Yeah, we're like, well, this is clearly a parody, and
Completionist.
we like the concept of movies, not necessarily the execution.
You have gotten very quiet.
Really?
Ah, there we go. Now you're back.
Okay.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
But you're back.
Starving Games.
So it's a parody film. We're like, okay, sure, we'll watch it. It's so bad. Like,
Okay,
We'll
so
never get that hour and a half back into our lives.
it's obviously a parody movie, right? Like in the same vein as like Scary Game and or Scary Movie and stuff like that.
yeah.
Okay, so when
Well, I
you say
haven't
it's
seen Scary Movie. I'm not sure.
It is.
so when you say it's bad, do you mean it was not well done, or do you just mean as a movie it was just bad and boring the whole way through?
Well, it wasn't boring.
Stuff happened and it just sucked.
There was. All right, so plot. Oh yeah. By the way, her name is Can't Miss Evershot.
Yes.
Can't Miss Evershot
I mean-
practices archery in the forest, but her boyfriend, Dale, surprises her. The arrow accidentally hits the Wizard of Oz for literally no reason. Like, that just happens.
Like, there's no reason for him to be there, he just is.
Yeah. There's a lot of just things that randomly come in. Like,
Very random.
at a certain point, Gandalf and a couple dwarves come in and like
Go up out of nowhere.
try and fuck Peter and can't miss.
And Grope can't miss.
Yeah. Oh no, like full on like groping of her butt. Yeah. Oh yeah, Dale gives her like a piece of bread, and she like really early on she like bites down on it, and then just like her mouth explodes with blood, and it's like it's the Starving Games, so everyone's hungry. Because it's like a fake piece of bread. It's like
He was pranking her, but like she like full on bit into it and thought it was the funniest thing ever. That she's like out dripping blood.
and it's like disgusting, and then like
And this is the opening scene, by the way.
Was
Like-
this like full of razor blades or something?
3 frames later, there's like nothing. Like they're like gag. Nah, just kidding. Like.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So it's like basically an uninspired parody.
Yeah, it's really uninspired. There's things like Can't Miss at the beginning of it grabs a backpack and tries fleeing the games, but you know they have to do something to get her to head back. And so they throw Angry Birds to attack her.
Well done, my friend.
Angry Birds, like
Like the Angry Birds game.
the mobile app. doesn't work.
Okay, define how they throw it at her. Do you mean they throw the data of the app itself somehow?
No,
or do you
like
just
angry birds are catapulted from off screen towards her and explode.
So it's so uninspired that they just had to like use things that aren't related to
Oh, they
it.
pulled in tons of unrelated things throughout the entire movie.
Yeah, the Angry Birds don't succeed, so they then do a Fruit Ninja parody where like a bunch of fruit gets thrown at her and she has a sword, so she chops it all. And then
Yes, the sword
Boy,
appears out of nowhere. and
If you're
she's
reaching to Fruit Ninja, then
oh no
like,
no there's
that's-
a further reach because she beats Fruit Ninja and then on the ground one of the fruits that she didn't get is the annoying orange. Yeah. Yeah, remember the annoying orange? I wish I didn't.
I'll be honest, I know almost nothing about the annoying orange. I just know that it has like it's an orange with like photoshopped the green screened eyes and mouth, and thus it's like photorealistic because it's literally camera, and that's like one of the things that when I see it, I'm like, oh, I hate this, so I'm not gonna go anywhere near it.
It's also in the name that it's really annoying. Like that's the whole thing about the annoying orange is that it's really fucking obnoxious. It's not funny, it's just annoying. And they get that perfectly.
Sounds correct.
Oh yeah, she's stung and the venom causes her to hallucinate being a Na'vi from Avatar.
And then she sees a quadruple rainbow.
Oh yeah, while she's, you know,
Tripping.
It's
it's
basically
like
just
starting
like,
to look
there was,
like a double rainbow.
So all they did was just like take like a giant pot and just put every reference to things that have happened in the last 20 years into that pot and let it simmer for like 3 hours. Actually, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes to be honest. And then just hope that whatever was gonna come out was gonna be like interesting.
So there were like 3 things I think that were funny at all. So Celica is the guy in charge of the games. I mean, obviously, President Snowballs is the president, but Celica's in charge, and he has a running gag where his beard he's a sellout, so he has brands, logos done in his beard. And they change throughout it. It's like Starbucks, and he'll have a Starbucks cup
Started
there.
out with the Nike swoosh, which was kind of subtle because it's like still at, you know, an angle, but it's there. And then
Yeah, that's how
but
I'll give them that.
but it's never subtle. Like the Nike swoosh was subtle, but then they immediately talk about it. So yeah,
So,
they
like,
go through like.
Alright, so our strategy is tell, don't show ever.
Yeah.
Show
Another
them, but do not give them time to think about it.
Another
Then
funny
tell
thing
them.
was at the end, they're instead of sending in the wolves to kill them, they send in the Expendables. Like the entire cast of the Expendables. I mean,
Wild that
it's
they've gotten
it's not the cast, but it's
of course. It's
okay
close enough to know.
ish lookalikes. But yeah, they've got like Sylvester Stallone, Jason Statham, Jet Li, I think Stone Cold Steve Austin was there. They had Arnold Schwarzenegger, they had Chuck Norris. But yeah, it was pretty good. And then they defeat them, and at the very back at the beginning when they are at the Hunger Games, they talk about like if you step off the plates before, thank you, beginning of the Starving Games, if you step off the plate before the countdown is over, you'll explode.
I'm assuming it's like a dinner.
No, it was like the platforms.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Hey, they had $4.63 million for the budget. They actually spent all of that.
I mean, yeah.
That's what kept getting me, because we, like I said, we didn't look up anything about it before watching it. So as it was going on, I was like, this is a low production thing. Like, this was expensive to make.
Yeah.
Why do I feel like it should be some random, like, group of teenagers YouTuber thing in the backyard?
Yeah. So, and they prove this by, like, there's two, like, band members. I forget who it was, but it was a well-known band was there playing, and they're like, hey, you can't, you know, you're not supposed to be here. You're supposed to be at the actual starting, like the everyone else point. And they're like, oh, sorry about that. They step off their platforms and they explode, of course. They bring this back at the very end. Like, Can't Miss kills Peter because, you know, they want to change it. And then Nick Fury and the Avengers show up. With Fury saying he wants Can't Miss to join the Avengers team as a replacement for Hawkeye because he sucks. Yes, Hawkeye is there, and yes, he feels bad, and they don't give a shit because it's Hawkeye. And then,
I liked Hawkeye in the first movie he was in, and then they just, like, stopped giving a shit about him literally instantly. And I was just like, huh, well, okay.
Yeah, no, like, he had the beginnings of a character, and then they said no.
Like, anyways, here's his wife and kids, yeah, that's Ashanti.
Yeah.
And he was like, wait, what do you mean? That's it.
So, she joins the Avengers, she's hungry, so they go to get shawarma. Gotta have all the references.
I mean, yeah, that one scene.
And then they're like, all right, Avengers assemble, and they all step off their platforms and die.
How did they go get shawarma while on their platform?
No, they just say they're gonna go
We're
get
gonna head
shawarma.
over to him. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then they step off their platforms and die because they're at the beginning. So, yeah, you don't need to watch it.
No.
I was never gonna plan to because I never even watched or really knew anything about the Hunger Games to begin with.
Yeah. The first book is pretty good. None of the movies are good, and I wouldn't say the other books are good either.
The other books were okay. Frustrating, but okay.
So yeah. In other movie news, a federal judge ruled that the new Star Wars sequels are mediocre.
I didn't know that was a thing that could be ruled.
It is now a matter of federal law that the Star Wars sequels are mediocre and schlocky.
I can't believe that there's a federal law like that I agree with. As a person who has not watched the movies.
He was referencing the Star Wars. He was comparing the article. I'll read it again. It's been a number of hours since I don't.
So they were making a law that wasn't about Star Wars, but he mentioned that, and so now it's just part of like
Yeah.
conversation.
It's actually
yeah,
about.
It wasn't about Star Wars at all.
It's about Wesson Oil and their ability to place 100% natural on the label.
How does that have to do with Star Wars being mediocre at best?
So, ConAgra Foods used to control Wesson Oil, and they, I think, said that they weren't going to put a 100% natural label on it, but then they sold it to Richardson, the new owner of Wesson Oil, so they can put the label on it, whatever. And then people sued ConAgra because there was now a label on it that they said they wouldn't do, and they're like, well, we can't promise you something that we don't control anymore. Like, that would be like,
Yeah.
the comment was, that would be like John Williams saying after he sold Star Wars to Disney that they were not going to make any more mediocre films, but they did.
I love that you
You
said.
said John Williams.
I love
Sorry,
that you
yeah.
said John Williams sold it to Disney.
Yeah, that.
I'm sorry, he's the actually good one involved with Star Wars.
I mean, like, I think the original 3 were great for Steven, and then he was like, prequels, and I was like, oh yeah, you really went off with the pod racing.
Steven?
What's his name? The fucking director.
Spielberg?
Yeah.
George Lucas.
Yeah, that's the one.
I was like, what?
I mean,
Is that a parallel universe where one
nope,
of
we
you
got
thinks John Williams is the director, and the other thinks Steven Spielberg is the director? Am I the only one who's heard of George Lucas here?
Yep, we all figured it out. We all got there. And then moved on to a new conversation.
So,
I really wanted to end that sentence with, am I the only one who knows Arnold Schwarzenegger's the one who made this
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised you didn't pick a different person.
oh, that would have been great. So, speaking of people that don't actually have anything to do with that, Betty Crocker. You want to know who Betty Crocker was?
My Star Wars.
Betty Crocker wasn't real.
What a surprise.
It's a made-up person.
I mean, that's not super surprising.
Were we supposed to think they were a person?
Ronald McDonald isn't real.
I'm most surprised with the people who are named
I mean, it's called like Betty Crocker's Cookbook.
By the way, have you ever heard the names of people who played McDonald's? Because they're all weird for some reason.
have to be.
No, but I mean, like, one of them was named Squire Friedel.
Okay, I have yet Squire Friedel.
Yeah. What an incredible first name. But it's also like, maybe like knight. Like, they named you Squire.
Okay, so the beginning of it was Willard Scott, who also played Bozo the Clown.
See, that one makes sense.
And he
That's
performed
like
using
how
the
McDonald
moniker.
was made.
He performed using the moniker Ronald McDonald the Hamburger Happy Clown.
Ronald McDonald?
Yeah.
Huh. I consider him possibly the least offensive clown I've ever seen.
Have you seen
I
Mac and
think
Me?
No.
Mac and Me, the movie.
No, I have not.
Pretty creepy in that. I mean, he's not supposed to be, and it's a terrible that it's creepy considering, well, the entire thing is an ad for McDonald's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Alright.
think just Ronald's mannerisms are like way less clown-like than most clowns tend to be.
I haven't really seen him with mannerisms. I just mean visually. I mean, clown makeup is bad, but what about him?
See, I think I like it because his is simpler and there's not like he doesn't have like a fucking rainbow wig or anything. Like it's just random.
Alright, so there's Willard Scott, Bev Bergeron, George Voorhees, Michael Bolakoffs, Ray Rayner, Viv Weeks, Bob Brandon, King Moody, Squire...
Moody, I forgot about that one.
Moody.
American actor best known for playing Starker in the television series Get Smart.
I don't remember that character, but I haven't seen Get Smart in a long time.
It's the old Get Smart.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, that's
I
the
watched
one I
that
watched
show.
as a kid.
Okay.
That show was great.
It
honestly.
was.
Squire Friedel, Jack Duke, David Hussey, and currently Brad Lennon.
Amazing. You know, I've only just now realized that I think Get Smart might have like altered my how I enjoy comedy like more than a lot of other shows. Like just the dumb jokes that show did was always just the best.
It's great. I was really young though when I watched it.
Yeah. I just like I will never forget to like do those that they just did like all the time.
And the cone of silence.
The Cone of Silence that they did it like every episode, and yet it was still like funny. Even though it was like probably a thing they did to like ease down their budget because they just didn't have to have sound for that.
Alright. I have 2 more things to talk about before I have segments. So did you ever hear of the Power Team?
No. Are they like the Power Rangers?
No. The Power Team is a group of Christian evangelists based in Dallas, Texas, who incorporate their preaching with displays of strength and martial arts skills.
Oh, okay. So it's like the people that come to your like public school. I know
Yes.
neither of you will know this, but yeah.
No, that's
people who rip phone books in half because God told them they could. And
that is
they
exactly
told them
who
not
these
to do
people
drugs.
are. Yeah, that's the Power Team.
Yeah. It's one of many, because I think that there's a lot of these groups that don't go by Power Team, but like that do this exact thing.
Yeah.
And the way you explained it to me is they're not like work out, be healthy, and you can do these things. They're like, if you read your Bible and don't go to school, you'll magically be able to lift like we can.
Yeah, it's literally.
If anyone believes you, they'll be so disappointed.
They epitomize the concept of through God I can do all things.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, in theory supposed to mean that you can get through any hardship, but in what they're trying to say is that if you believe in God, you can lift 80-pound weights and like they're nothing, and also rip a phone book in half with your bare hands with no practice. Which is not the same thing.
Nope. So yeah, I recently learned that they were in an episode of Walker, Texas Ranger.
That's so funny.
And in 2008, they appeared on America's Got Talent. They were not selected.
That's even funnier. I can't believe they thought that that was a worth. Like, no one wants to. Like, the winning of America's Got Talent is you get like a Vegas show.
Yeah.
No one wants to go to the Vegas show that they got in elementary school for free without their like desire, without even like wanting to. Like they just it just happened, and you're like. All right.
I mean, I'd say the best part of the Power Team coming to your school is that you don't have class for that period, I guess.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
But like, here's the thing, because it was like based on like it was all like biblical stuff. Like, it's not the kind of thing that really happens in like public school. It happens in like private middle school, and then like it happens in like high school and beyond only if you go to like the Fellowship of Student Athletes thing at like 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So, you know, you might see it, but it's at 6 a.m. and you certainly don't care that much at that point.
Yeah. And this is an example of the things I run into when I'm researching stuff for my podcast, because...
Oh, what a subtle chill out there for your podcast, you said?
Yes.
It's called Glowing Weak Point?
Oh,
Right.
who's in it, John?
Who's the shill now?
Still you.
It's your podcast, and you're the one who brought it up.
I run into all sorts of really weird facts that... Like, I guess the Power Team isn't weird. Well, I mean, take that back. The Power Team is bizarre.
Yeah, but it's
it's
bizarre, but it's something we already think of.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's not that wild to us.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I looked for that, and I got to that only looking at video game things. And no, there is not a Power Team video game. Thank goodness.
That would have been the best.
Weird
Yeah,
news
you would
about that.
definitely collect the armor of Christ.
How is there not a Walker, Texas Ranger video game?
That's a good question.
There's a
I feel like it's because
Stargate video
it takes
game.
place in Texas.
On the other topic, though, given the games Tim's been recommending for us lately, I'm glad there's not a Power Team
Oh,
video
yeah.
game.
Oh.
because it would have been made by them. And
Yeah, you know what? If Power Team had a video game, Tim would have like had it already, and his parents would have censored something in it.
oh, the workout clothes, obviously. They would have like blurred. Are there females on the Power Team?
Oh, absolutely not. Why do you think you would be able to see women? Like, that's... Women can't do
that's
that.
What I'm saying. They would have just
Men
blurred
can
the
do
whole
all
thing.
things through Christ who strengthens men.
It's not. Oh man.
In other news, did you hear the relatively recent news about Richard Montañez and Flamin' Hot Cheetos?
I don't know who Richard Montañez is.
Okay. Do you know the story about Flamin' Hot Cheetos?
Still no.
I remember this.
I don't
You
even
told me about this.
eat plain hot Cheetos.
Well, neither do I, for some
either.
mysterious reason. So,
It's got the word toes in it.
correct. I don't eat toes.
You just suck on them. Go. Please just talk. Please.
Can you not?
Just keep talking. Just start. Go. Please. John.
Don't tell your story. We're
Tell us about your anything.
All right. So, the story goes there was this man raised in a migrant labor camp. He dropped out of school, worked as the janitor at a Frito-Lay factory, and a Cheetos machine broke down, and he took home a batch of unflavored snacks and seasoned them with some, he made elotes basically out of them, the Mexican street corn. It's like cheese and lime and chili.
Yeah, I would eat that.
And then he ran into the CEO and several board members who were doing a tour of the factory, and he pitched it to them right then, and they took it, they did some research, and then now, and it blew up, and Flamin' Hot Cheetos was super successful, and at this point now, he is one of the vice presidents at PepsiCo, or at Frito-Lay, because of this.
He switched jobs.
Frito-Lay is owned by Pepsi, so
Okay.
yeah.
Hate that.
Yeah.
There are only 5 companies.
Yeah, when you go high enough. Yep. So, this story has had legs. It's gone around. It's been a powerhouse in Latino communities because it's this Latino man who born in the slums and worked his way up to the top. Just like you can do it too. This janitor pitched an idea, and now he's a vice president. And there's a guy like Richard Montañez is the name of that person. He is the Vice President of Multicultural Sales and Community Promotions for PepsiCo.
And my assumption is he did not do any of those things.
Correct. It was.
Okay, here's the thing.
It was determined
Anytime-
less than a month ago.
Anytime you are being told a story where someone worked their way up to the top, it is not true. I'm just gonna say that right now. And anytime you're given a story about how somebody made a pitch to a company and now they're in charge of anything, also not true. You wanna know something about Kingdom Hearts? That it was the elevator pitch. Someone pitched it in an elevator to Disney execs. That person was from what's it called? Square Enix.
Square.
And
Yeah.
you know where that person is now? No idea. Nobody knows
No.
their name.
No.
They just know that they were a dev. This is the thing that is cataloged and happened, but they didn't turn into a CEO or anything.
No.
They just got a game now.
So he's the author of 2 books based on his life experiences. Ava Longoria is directing a biopic of him based on this story. And yeah, and it was a recent thing that they looked and found out that he Flamin' Hot was developed before he ever says he pitched the idea, which was more than a decade after he had moved upward from his janitorial position.
So the guy did used to be a janitor.
He did used to be a janitor, and he is now a vice president, but he did not have anything to do with Flamin' Hot Cheetos. He did help pitch Flamin' Hot popcorn. When was the last time you heard of anyone eating that?
I don't even want to eat Cheetos and popcorn. Those are completely different, like, texture experiences.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not Flamin' Hot Cheetos popcorn. It's the Flamin' Hot flavor on popcorn.
Oh, that also sounds bad.
Yeah, I mean, like, still, it's a thing that I haven't heard of anyone ever eating.
Yeah.
I don't even know that the supermarket carries it, because it's like,
almost certainly not.
yeah. So, yeah. This has been a big deal of people going like, what the fuck? This was a story I heard throughout my childhood that is now false.
He sounds like he was perpetuating it.
That's what cracks me up. It's like a lot of companies or things have this story that people just tell, but the fact that there was a guy, an official
Yeah, this is the Hot Cheetos guy.
Yeah, and like, a movie's being made about him. About the lie.
Frito has like helped him in this story. Like, it's not a thing that he's like, oh yeah, I did this, and they're like, who are you? Like, I mean, I know you work for us, but like, what are you doing?
They're just like, well, yeah, free publicity. People love that this happened.
Yeah, it definitely will come to bite us in the ass later.
Yeah, I mean,
spoilers.
People will forget it very quickly.
Spoilers. It came and it bit them in the ass. I mean, Frito-Lay is never gonna die, but... Alright, so...
I love how with my camera, just every now and then, like, your elbow comes into focus.
Yeah.
My maze goes out of focus.
Okay, so... Are you familiar, or did you ever collect, baseball cards?
Not really.
Okay.
I thought I wanted to as a kid, and then I realized I don't know anything about baseball, but like that's what boys do or whatever. So, you know.
Yeah, same.
So, are you familiar with what's happening with trading cards right now?
Nope.
Alright, well for the past 6 months, something's been brewing, and it's going crazy. We'll back up a little bit. Pandemic hit. Everyone was stuck at home, or should have been, and a lot of people were trying to find, you know, some amount of happiness in this dismal world. And so most of it was people going back to things they already knew. So, like, people watching The Office for the 11 millionth time, or, you know, people
it's just
playing...
like your comfort thing.
Yeah, people going for things they remember from their childhood just so that they could have something. One thing that they went back to is they went back, they looked through their like scrapbooks and stuff to see memories, and they looked back and they saw that they had collectible cards, and they remembered collecting cards, and they went, oh, that was fun, I'll go buy a couple packs and open them, and just for the old feels of it. Fast forward to today, there are cards selling for $500,000 because this has grown to be an extreme thing. Like, Dom, if I asked you where you would go to get collectible cards, where would you go?
My initial thought is like Target, but I was actually there today, and I I noticed that there's a sign where they're not selling Yu-Gi-Oh cards anymore. And
Correct.
it said something else, and that might have been baseball. And
Yep.
I just didn't process it because I don't care about baseball cards.
So the Target I went to does still sell Magic the Gathering cards, but
Yes,
that's
I
it.
saw Magic stuff. Because, like, that's never gonna, like, have that same type of, like, issue. Because they have a new set out, like, every 3 months.
Yeah. Also, they just produce buckets of them, so you know, like,
Yeah,
they're never gonna.
they're good at,
There's-
like, they
there's-
understand their, like, base, their fan base, and their, like, demand.
Yeah, there's no real rarity to them. Like, there is, but there's not, like, only one of this card, or only 12 of this card. There's, like...
Yeah. It's like every legendary card will have the same rarity as every other legendary card.
Yeah. So, like, the first signs of this going crazy was back when, McDonald's teamed up with Pokemon.
Oh, yes. I remember that event.
The Pokemon Happy Meals, and they ran out of Happy Meals, like, within a day.
We actually, like, got some somehow. It was, like,
Okay.
one. Yeah, but at that point, it was, like, I guess they had gotten more in, but it was, like, each person can only get one Happy Meal.
Yeah, which is crazy. Like, what if you have more than one kid?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was those first issue because there was a card in, or a couple cards, and people wanted those particular cards, and so there were no more Happy Meals. Then that escalated to people going into Target and Walmart and getting all the packs of baseball and basketball and hockey and Yu-Gi-Oh cards and fighting over them. Like, they would fight over them in the store, they would fight over them in the parking lots, they would come to blows. And that's why Target and Walmart no longer sell trading cards for the security of their associates.
Yeah, like, they're basically like, well, since you fucking babies can't, like, act like normal humans, we don't sell this shit anymore. Even though it would be profitable to us.
Yeah, which is crazy. Because...
Yeah, that's wild.
And
But
it
I'm
would
guessing it was
actually
like...
be profitable to them because they would sell them at retail value and they would be paying medical expenses for the employees who get hurt and the workers' compensation for the employees who have to deal with this.
It would be profitable to them in the same way that it was profitable to them normally, like before all this happened. They would get... The only difference is they would run out of stock for sure. Which isn't really that profitable.
Well, there was a lot of stock problems, and then it got crazy. Because people would break into Target in the middle of the night to steal packs of baseball cards. Dominic, there's a full Ocean's 11 style heist that happened, where people broke in through the skylight, came down on ropes, stole the entire, like, stock of trading cards, and went up through the skylight without touching the safe or the registers.
Yeah, obviously.
And the weird bit is,
not...
there is a good chance that they made off with more money than if they had gotten everything in the safe and registers.
Oh yeah.
It was just money that had to be processed. Like, it had to be converted from cards to money.
But it's also untrackable, so, like...
On the bright side, I have a great new motive for a heist for, Feisty Heisters.
If we ever get through this one.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, if we ever get through this one that was supposed to last a session.
So, this week, I took a day, and I went out, and I went to...
Target.
I went to 4 different stores. I went to 4 different stores.
Oh, he tastes
I called 2 other stores just to find out if they even sold them. They did not. And in the course of that, I got 3 packs of any type of trading card.
This is what you were... Okay.
Any type at all. And I was going to give one to Dom. No, I mean, these are, like, I went in and I would be like, do you have trading cards at all? And then, like...
Yeah, I thought you had, like, a pack, like a sealed pack, but it would be like an American Girl trading card, and a baseball card, and a Yu-Gi-Oh card.
No, I have
like...
3 packs of the same card. These are cards or packs that I got at my local Gank or local comic book store. They are old. I think these are 1993 is when these came out.
That make them more or less
I'm pretty sure less valuable. Now, there are lots of types of trading cards. There's, you know, there's sports cards, which are what's mostly selling right now. There's game cards, which are like Pokemon or Magic the Gathering stuff. Yeah. And then there's the weird tie-in cards. So these are things like, for a while they produced trading cards for movies. So
yeah,
you could
I always forget about those those existing. Like, cause it's just like doesn't. Like, it feels like there should be a game.
Yeah. Like there's I used to have, I think I still do, some Star Wars Shadows of the Empire trading cards, which are, it was a multimedia thing. There's a Shadows of the Empire Nintendo 64 game. It's obviously a book trilogy, I think. But there were also little cards that, like trading cards you could get, and I had that just depicted scenes from that. They're stupid. There's no reason for it. It didn't.
Yeah.
I don't get it at all. But
it's a quote-unquote collector's item that is made by the company that makes it, which means that there's no actual collector value to them because nobody wants it.
Yeah.
Like, everything used to come with stuff like that, though.
It's like when they call.
I used to borrow my sister's American Girl doll stuff, and she had like a stack this thick of American Girl trading cards.
Yeah.
There's no reason for that, but they were there.
It's similar to calling any DVD box set a collector's edition. It means nothing.
No, it really doesn't. So I got these 3. They are the Valiant era. It's a trading card history of the Valiant universe through 1992.
What's the Valiant universe?
So Valiant is Valiant Entertainment, which is Valiant Comics, is an American publisher of comic books and related media. It was founded in '89. In '94, it was sold to Acclaim Entertainment, and then after Acclaim declared bankruptcy in 2004, it was restarted by a couple of entrepreneurs, and now it's owned by DMG Entertainment.
Oh, that
Which produced like Iron Man 3 and Uber and stuff. So, but this is based off of the comic books of Valiant.
Can you just tell me what some of those are?
Bloodshot, Harbinger, Magnus, Robot Fighter.
I've heard of none of these.
Ninjak.
Granted, I'm not really a comic book person, but like...
Me either.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I got these, and well, the point was I bought 3 so that I could give one to y'all, so we could each open one, but you know, I can't. So, yeah, this $1.50 is what it cost for each pack.
Wow.
So
Is he gonna turn around for? 35 cents.
actually, depending on the card, some of these were selling for $5.
Oh.
Oh,
Percentage profit.
that's That does
Are
not
any of
feel
them
good.
in a tournament
That
setting?
does not feel good. All right, so
What? What doesn't?
For once.
the cards, they feel
Oh,
they feel horrible.
Oh god.
Oh,
they just
like-
not feel like they're the correct material.
No,
Why?
like rubbing against each other is oh, it's horrible.
Nope.
Oh, it's horrible.
Is that a normal thing you have with cards, or is it like these cards are like a different material
These
or something?
these
that
cards
make it bad?
stick. Like these cards, like as you move them, are like they stick to each other. All right, so
Really?
we have here Harbinger. This is Axe rejoins his team of Harbinger. Got a Magnus Robot Fighter. Oh no, Harbinger. To help end Flamingo's nightmares about Torque's death. Blah blah blah. Here's some more. I'm gonna show them all. Now there's a chance, because on the pack it says 8 cards per pack, 120 card set, plus special random insert cards featuring light FX technology.
I got a duplicate. Is that like extra
Ooh.
points or something?
I won't stop.
Like you got 2 of the same card.
Yep.
Oh, you beat me because I didn't have any of that. Let's open Dominic's
I
pack.
think
I shall handle the next.
You just have something to go fish. Like you just get a point.
Just get points.
Hey, you got more points than I do. I paid for this, unfortunately. Oh, up! Haha! Dominic, you also get a point, because you got 2 XO
Nice.
Man o' War.
Cool. He certainly sounds
So
like a
excited.
character.
Definitely not a jellyfish that can teleport you to a hospital.
I like this character, who's definitely not just Cyclops with a
Love how you
atomic
just
symbol.
ignored that.
That's not Cyclops. That's a Mono Eye.
Mono Eye.
That's Mono Eye.
I think he might be solar. Yeah, I think that's solar. Got Eternal Warrior card.
With joy,
Got a
Majesty.
Rye. Oh, with many in Japan falling prey to neopium addiction.
Neopium.
Yes, neo-pium.
Wow.
The task won't be easy for the drug factories guarded by Ice Spike, a super assassin.
You know,
I
I
like-
think I know why I don't recognize any of these characters.
Maybe.
No, we didn't get any light effects cards. Bummer.
Yeah.
Would those have been worth $5?
Probably not.
Aw.
Alright, so Dom, I'll get you your cards. So,
Yeah.
see.
Then you can have them.
Uh-huh. So yeah, there's
You know what I'm gonna do with them?
Eager to dig
throw them away.
Have them.
in. Exquisite.
I
Oh,
believe so.
okay.
What I will do with them is I will gain ownership over them.
Yeah, so that was that segment.
I like can't believe that that's a thing.
I understand
Well, I mean,
your
like
fear.
when I heard that this was going on, we had
with all
to
of us
do a
together,
card break so that
we
we could
shall
see if
prevail.
we had become trillionaires overnight.
The
Man, I
time
wonder
has
if I can
come.
sell off my BattleTech cards for like a huge profit.
Actually, I heard that my brother had baseball cards, and so I called him and I was like, "You should go through and look at them. You might be able to make a good amount." Because, like, supposedly he has a complete collection of, like, 2 different years. So...
Dang.
He finds that he's missing 3 cards and spends lots and lots of money tracking them down.
Yeah, and he's got both tops and upper deck, so... Yeah.
Thank goodness. It looks like
I would
it
love
went
to
well.
sell my Battletech cards that are totally
All
a
that
thing
is
that
left to
people
do
still play.
is to join up and
You know,
destroy
that game that died
Ganon.
out while I was in middle
And
school.
finally,
because
it's our
MechWarrior
chance
showed
to
up
flaunt
instead.
our power in
Yeah.
all its splendor.
Which I also still
Make us
have
proud.
my models for.
Master of volley.
All right, everybody, let's go.
That was one thing I ran into, because I, you know, went to
Time to rock and
gaming
roll,
comic
kid.
book stores,
Yeah,
and
you know,
one of them was just like fully half the place was models and like paints and stuff. So
I
you
never
painted
imagined
models,
things could go
but
this way.
almost
Awaiting
entirely
yours.
for Warhammer.
Yeah. 40k is the tabletop game.
Not just 40k though. Like Warhammer Spell.
Okay, yes. I forget that there are other Warhammers.
Yeah, Age of Sigmar,
Calamity Ganon will be brought
which
to
took
its
over
ruin.
for Warhammer
Hyrule
Fantasy.
is our home, and we must band
in
together to
2015.
protect and defend it. Divided,
It's wild because I feel like
our strength
Warhammer
would
basically
never
has a
be
monopoly
enough.
on tabletop figurines, and like
Together.
that doesn't mean anything because not enough
All
people
of us,
play tabletop games
United
to
in
actually
great power.
net
Well,
them like a lot of money or anything.
Together
While
we
I
are
was there,
unstoppable.
the only
We
people
shall
actually
overcome
playing
this
games were playing the relatively new Star Wars. Is it Squadrons or?
Now, to the castle.
X-Wing, Star Wars.
In an attempt to assuage
X-Wing?
the damage of Calamity Ganon, the Zora,
Yeah.
Gorons, Rito, Gerudo, and
I
Yiga
think
clan,
that's the name of it.
united with the remnants
sound
of
very
King
sure.
Rome's forces.
So certain.
All of them gathered their strength and assembled on Hyrule Field.
It's like how Magic the Gathering basically has a monopoly
leading
on,
the charge with a
collect-
four
like,
divine
collectible
beasts
trading card
piloted by the
games,
champions,
but also it
Link,
still doesn't matter enough.
wielding the sword that seals
I
the
mean,
dark
like,
ages.
Pokemon
It is,
still
like, they-
exists.
Her power of seeing
Yes, and like
fully
Yu-Gi-Oh
awakened.
also still goes, but it's like
Under the
it's
command
like
of
a
Princess
weird
Zelda,
type of thing where like in
troops
most
began
other
their
settings,
march
if you have a
on Hyrule
monopoly on
Castle.
something, like for example,
bolstered by the
Pokemon has a
gods,
monopoly on
sealing
like
away
its type of
Calamity
game.
Ganon,
Like there is no,
Yeah.
restoring
there are like,
peace to the land.
What are you
I
talking
can
about,
name a
Digimon?
total of 2. No, there are okay. There are two games that are similar in some way to Pokemon, and none of them are Digimon.
What
The
is?
2 I can name are Yokai Watch, which is
That's
not
what I
even
was
that
gonna-
close, but it's you collect monsters in some way.
That's what I was
and
gonna
the other one
say.
is God, what is it called? It's like an MMO.
Oh, here, let me go to the front page of Reddit and scroll down like 3 articles and it'll be there. It's like Grr. Games starting with G.
Kelly.
Dang, like I know what this is. Let me actually just open
M10.
up
That's the game I'm thinking of.
Genshin. Yeah.
No, are you saying Genshin Impact?
Yeah. Yeah,
No,
that's
that's
similar.
not a Pokemon-like game. That has gotcha mechanics and is more like plays like Breath of the Wild. I would say Temtem.
Temtem? What the fuck?
Temtem. One word.
Temtem.
Yes.
Oh no, that's literally just Pokemon.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
like you look at the picture of it and it's like Temtem.
Yeah, if like.
And then like
Oh,
in the
God.
tiny font it says actually not Pokemon. Believe
Yeah,
us.
I mean, like,
Please,
especially for you
legal
guys
team.
who don't know like anything about Pokemon, you look at the pictures and you're like, oh yeah, those are Pokemon. And like I look at them like, those don't look quite right to be Pokemon, but it's difficult to say why not.
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
like,
this is what parents buy thinking that they're getting you Pokemon.
Yeah, and they call all of them Pikachu.
here, I got you a new
Except for
Pikachu.
Pikachu is the yellow rat one. All the other ones are Pikachu. I thought today that it would honestly be a really fun stream if I could just somehow make John do like a Nuzlocke run of a Pokemon game having absolutely no knowledge and just have to guide him. Well, here's the thing. The reason I think it would be better to do a Nuzlocke is because there's a loose condition where you just have to stop playing.
Would be a short stream.
Yeah, I disagree. Like, 10 games like Pokemon, The Discerning Trainer, World of Final Fantasy Maxima.
Hello? No. Incorrect.
That's number
I
1
know
on the
nothing
list.
about it.
Number 2 on the list is Yokai Watch 3, which, correct.
Yeah,
Number
like,
3, Digimon World Next Order. Okay, kinda,
is there
yeah.
still Digimon stuff? But I don't know if you collect or catch Digimon. I think they're just monsters that exist.
You can get more Digimons though, right?
I know you can like evolve yours. I don't know how you get more.
I
I
think
like-
you capture them.
Okay, all of my knowledge is from like the old like anime, where
Yeah.
like each person
Where
has
the-
like,
yeah. Correct. But I wouldn't exactly say that the anime of Pokemon is exactly close to the game either, or the anime
no,
of
it's
Yu-Gi-Oh, which came out before the game did, so they didn't
Only season
actually.
one.
What about the Pokemon movie? Is that close to the game?
Which there's like 20 of them.
Only one I've seen. We watched as a group.
The one with the first one, Mewtwo shows up in.
Oh, okay, the first movie.
Yeah.
I mean that one's sort of close, aside from like Mewtwo taking over, but like or like mind controlling everyone. But you know, I will say Pokemon as an anime is like close enough to the games to like be able to watch and understand it, but like they do a bunch of like weird stuff, and it's stuff that I love. Like we're watching the X and Y series today, which is from the 6th generation of Pokemon. Love that this is like part of this conversation, that there's so many goddamn Pokemon series. And like for just this episode by itself, Ash accidentally entered like a mirror world and met like versions of himself and his friends in that universe, where like everyone was like sort of the same but opposite. So like his friend who's like always out of out of shape and is like a very slow runner, and it's like a really fast runner in this world for absolutely no reason. And instead of being like a technology person who's like really good at making machines, he uses magic supposedly. The best part of it is like Team Rocket is not a group of like bad guys; they're heroes of justice. Which is literally the best possible thing that can be done. And like they showed up at the end of the episode for like 3 seconds because it was funny. And like the games don't ever do anything like that because I mean that'd be a little wild, but like the anime just like does whatever the fuck it wants. There's an episode in the Sun and Moon anime where he like accidentally gets teleported or like sent to an alternate future where one Pokemon has basically like destroyed the world and there's only one remaining human. And I'm like, huh, this is bleak.
Yeah.
This is a
Alright.
kid's show.
The other ones on the list are Slime Rancher, Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon, Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth, which is, again, maybe. The others, no.
Yeah.
Monster Hunter
I
Stories.
don't know anything about
no.
Slime Rancher, but I don't think I ever got a Pokemon vibe from it.
Temtem, Nexomon, which is an iOS/Android clone And last on the list here is little friends, dogs and cats.
What?
It's like putting Nintendogs on the list.
It looks like
It
Nintendo.
looks like Nintendogs. And cats. It's... yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. But like, so going back to what I was saying that like got me started on this, them having a monopoly over that type of game works for them because they can sort of like control if other companies try to make other things and like make sure that if they do that their game like outsells it and kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't think MTG gives a shit.
No.
Like, I don't think they do even a little bit.
Well,
like,
here's
they
the
just
thing
kinda
is,
do their own thing.
MTG isn't even trying to get new people, like Pokemon markets themselves. That's what the Pokemon TV show is.
Yeah.
Like they're out there marketing the fact that hey, there's a game and more people should play it. Magic the Gathering doesn't. Like
They don't need to.
the only marketing that they do is when you walk into a game shop and they have Magic the Gathering stuff there. And
Yeah.
I don't know that they get a whole lot of new players, but they don't
Like,
need to.
I don't think that anyone has started playing because they saw like a cardboard cutout when they walked into a game store. But
No.
I bet that after they saw 12 cardboard cutouts over 3 years, they eventually like found someone they know who plays and they're like, "Oh, what is this?"
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then
And
maybe
that's
got
how they
into it
got
from
in.
that. But like
Yeah.
my point is that like Magic the Gathering doesn't care about new players because they like all the players that are currently playing Magic the Gathering are the whales. Like that's who plays Magic the Gathering is the whales.
Yeah.
And
I don't even know if I would call them whales in like the same way that like whales exist in like what types of gotcha type games. But like it's definitely people who put in like above average amount of money.
Yeah. And that's the other deal is that they don't have to worry about another company coming in and like taking their slot because they already have the market.
Yeah.
Everyone who plays Magic the Gathering already has 300 decks and have spent $500,000 on Magic the Gathering. They can't afford to put
You
that
know what?
into another game at this point.
There was a way or a thing they did to get new MTG players, and it was the release of Magic
Is
the
that-
Gathering Arena because
Yeah.
you could legitimately free to play that game if you wanted, and
Yeah.
like actually do pretty well.
Yeah. I mean, they have competition there from Hearthstone who
Yeah, but like I don't know if it's just because I don't care about Hearthstone anymore, but like after I stopped really caring about it, I did not hear like anything about it for like I occasionally see a thing for it, but like that's it.
yeah, I still see it around. I mean, I still haven't played it.
Every now and
Suppose-
then I see an ad for it.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I guess there's a new set coming. Actually, I will say though, I was reminded of this today. Hearthstone did do one of the best things that they could do with their IP, which is that like Hearthstone is like Warcraft or like World of Warcraft, but like it has a significantly goofier tone, which I enjoy.
Yeah.
Like it was like, oh, we'll take this thing that everyone knows, but like we're just gonna make it like silly. So
Nice.
the Wrath of the Lich King is like one of the classic WoW sets.
Yep.
The like big bad of it is the Lich King, who when he was not undead was named Arthas.
Prince
Very
Arthas.
little amount that I. Say again.
Prince Arthas.
Yeah.
I played
Um,
Warcraft 3.
So in Hearthstone, they have like the Lich King as a card, but they also added another card which is Arthas. Arfus, and it's his dog.
Nice.
And it's the best. Like, it's so funny. I love that they did that, and like, they had like little adventure modes for some of the sets, so like you had to like fight the Lich King's like servants and like fight through a dungeon of like arcade fights before you got to him. And I think in one of them, Arfish shows up, and when you beat Arfish, like he gets like really, he's just like, no, that was my dog, and I'm just like, yep, this is the Lich King. You know, the really big, scary undead man.
Yeah.
Which is honestly the kind of stuff I wish more IPs did.
Yeah.
I want silly, goofy stuff all the time. Like that's why the like Batman and Robin like movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger is the best. Because even if that wasn't like them doing it on purpose or whatever, it's one of the funniest things. And I want them to do that with movies again. Like I don't know why Batman is regulated to serious movies only.
Yeah.
Probably because he got nipples once, and they were like, oh, we gotta stop.
gotta hold back. All right, so my next segment is the Eccentric Subreddits segment.
Okay.
So we're doing things a little bit differently this time, and the reason is I don't have any subreddits to do. Yeah, legitimately that. Let me see. Can I change what I'm sending to you? Doesn't look like it.
Let's dive right in.
Nope. Alright, so we're gonna switch over to guess/r/.io, guesser.io. So this is a site that gives you the contents of a subreddit, and you have to guess what subreddit it is.
Oh no.
So this one's in Spanish, I've noticed.
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and skip this one. All right, so this one is not
okay.
All right,
we have to start with this sub in a nutshell.
Yeah, this sub in a nutshell. All right. I'll have a Kyle did something dumb. Woody interrupts conversations. How original. Patreon is a scam during today, aren't we? Kyle and Woody. So
I don't remember Kyle.
Probably a YouTuber.
Oh yeah, or like streamer.
Yeah. 7+ months since Patreon animation goal. Freaking Queb. Alright, here's Mr. Beast, Pebble Cop, Tucker, Woody, Taylor.
This is gonna be difficult if it's like a YouTuber because we don't. It's probably like r/ and then his name.
This is PKA, Painkiller Already. So maybe r/Painkiller Already? Nope. Alright, we'll try r/PKM.
Do you know how much like
Hey!
Nice.
Got it.
It was r/PKA. Yeah, I realized that it's low res. That's why I was trying to give it to you separately.
What? Do you have any idea how much leeway to guess it is?
Oh no, I think it's got to be exact.
Caps also, do you think, or?
No, I doubt. No, because I put in lowercase and it was capitals. I think it does matter. All right, new one. All right, so this is animals. Viper fish can live as deep as a mile down in the dark ocean depths. All right, that's creepy. Striated heron using a dead bug to fish for a more substantial. So that's a video. I've seen that.
Oh, which one did you see it on?
r/all. Alright, so this is all animals, but it's mostly animals. There's a lot of killing things. I think it might be nature is metal.
Oh, maybe.
Well done! 2 in a row!
Yeah, nice.
Alright. Alright, here we go. Happy Memorial Day. Should I get a TD Ameritrade account and use TOS?
A how-to guide for using RTD functions in Microsoft Excel with his TOS. Oh, you know, we're definitely going to be able to guess this.
Alright, so maybe TOS?
Oh, when active trader is open? Okay, this might be a stock-related thing.
I mean, it definitely is, because TD Ameritrade is a stock broker. I think TOS is what it... No? Okay. I don't know. Why does it say illegal -1 shares under buying power?
The difficulty with this is that it could be like TOS help or like TOS like something else.
Oh, you're right. It could be TOS help. No.
Or it could be like whatever TOS stands for.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking it is. Alright. TOS support? No. I'm gonna give up. Yeah, everyone agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Think or swim?
Yeah, TOS.
Yep.
Huh.
No idea what that is.
Hey.
Alright, so this one has a lot of asterisks in it. For things that they've cut out. Flower Ridge and Strathcona Provincial Park.
Oh, does it like take out words if they are what that is?
Yeah.
Like if it's got that name?
Camping? My first night out in the wild while blank in the Welsh Hills. First real blank trip in the book. Stunning views. Hiking? Backpacking?
Oh, maybe. Yeah, backpacking makes sense because they'd say solo backpacking 36 miles.
But this down here says my 3-month-old is now more of a backpacker than I was at the age of 25.
I mean, it might not catch backpacker.
It's true. Alright, we'll try backpacking. Spell it correctly. Nice! Well done!
Very nice.
Alright, we'll do 2 more. Alright, any good news? Any updates on tracking? I don't know who needs to hear this, but stop trying to track that package. It's in God's hands now. Is this r/USPS?
I think so, cause
Yeah, that's post office.
Zelda and the others had successfully activated the central tower.
But like,
Under Porter's guidance,
all of these
they
are
embarked on a
negative.
mission to restore the...
So is it like USPS hell?
It might just be USPS, but everyone hates them, so.
The answer is pretty close.
Yeah, try hell.
I tried hell. Let's try tracking. Nope. But it said it was close.
well, it's definitely
Maybe it's
about
United
the first
States
office.
Postal Service.
Maybe.
I
Considering it didn't
doubt
cover
it.
USPS. Or asterisk it out.
Nope. It's definitely
That was like
USPS
the-
something.
I can breathe again.
Hang on. Did you try USPS tracking?
Yeah, I did.
I think you did.
Yes.
Should I abandon hope in all caps? That's the best possible post.
It's yeah, it's got to be something about USPS being bad. Any further guesses?
USPS back.
It's not.
Won't stand for it. I must not fail.
It's fail. No.
I did it.
Alright, give up. USPS underscore complaints.
The underscore makes that almost impossible.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Watches. That's what this is.
R slash watches.
It could be. Nope. Willing to. Okay, so WTS is willing to sell. WTT is willing to trade. That's
And it didn't say close add more, so it's not.
cool. I like this watch. It's like it's got a backlit luminescence. That's dope. How does that work though? Because doesn't the luminescence typically need sunlight to?
Powers within.
I think glow in the dark would.
I mean, I guess it could just be, radioactive. But
I mean, if it's backlit, then like sun can still get to it.
that's fair.
Won't stand for it. I must not fail.
Do you think it's something to do with
Are
like?
they all the same brand?
No, there's Casio.
Do you think it might be like? It might be related to like clocks rather than watches, but like now it's just dominated by watches.
Oh, nope, it's not. It doesn't include clock. So, you watch trade.
Powers within.
And I like the ones like I feel like this game is better when there is something like it like blocks something.
Oh yeah,
out,
when it
like a couple
bleeps it,
things.
yeah, no, that's
Because that gives you
nice.
something to work with, rather than like, I don't know, watch face. I don't know. I feel like you're supposed to know the trends of like how
Right.
you said USP hell was your first
Yeah.
instinct, as if like other things were called like target hell, and that was like for complaints about target, like kind of thing.
Well, it's not analog or trade. Wristwatch?
Time.
I'll try it.
You shouldn't.
Nope. We're gonna see it. We're gonna go, oh, that.
Yeah, be like, I see.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's what y'all did. Alright, give up. Ah!
What is it?
Watch
Watch
exchange.
What did you take?
I did watch trade.
Yeah, see, this is the issue is like, I want it to understand synonyms.
Yeah. Alright, well, one more. I like, the first one's just, fuck.
Fuck.
But like, what's it a picture of?
Your
VO2
VO2 max?
Max?
What is VO2?
Alright, like, I mean, O2 is oxygen. I don't know what
But-
V
but-
is there. But it's
Yeah.
definitely fitness, because it, like, it's definitely oxygen.
This looks quite
Fitness age is
satisfying.
79. Fuck is right.
It's just rude.
What a treat.
Alright, Global Running Day. Okay. Alright. They're working their
There
way to
was
sub
something that was
5-minute 10K. Grateful for blank.
Oh, and then DC
DC
Rainmaker's blank Forerunner. That's
could be fitness.
maybe.
Maybe.
What was
I mean, like, let's start with fitness. I wish this had like a after 5 guesses, it would tell you how many letters it is.
Well, I think when it was backpacking, there were a bunch of asterisks. Now
Yeah,
there's only
so I
6.
think it's based on.
So it isn't fitness?
No, it's not fitness. All of them have to do with either the app.
John, Garmin.
I'll try it. Well done.
Nice.
Well
It's because
done.
it was in a picture, so they can't.
Yeah.
They can't censor that.
Blank released this picture on China official account, and yep, it's Garmin. Well done.
I don't feel good about that.
Do we want to do another one?
That I got that one. Yes, because that did not feel like I succeeded. It was like, oh, I looked at a picture and then they happened to have it.
5 asterisks. Motor
How many?
admin. 5. A modern admin UI and business intelligence blank engine. I need a blank guru to backport a patch. Presumably it's
This
an
is gonna be a hard one to
engine
get.
is Ruby.
It's gonna be hard. 'Cause
6.
It's like the name of a program.
Okay, so this is a web. Is it Python? Let's try Python. No, because Python is 6. Still gonna do it. No.
And this is only 5, right?
Yeah,
Try
I.
Adam. Okay.
No, I'm not. Snake.
Oh yeah, snake is 5. That's why I said adder, because it was 5 letters and it's a type of snake.
Alright. Use a whole lot web programming languages, but I could try HTML5. I
Try
didn't think so.
HTML and see if it tells you to do more. Maybe it's different.
Nah.
So try any more like HTML2 and it's like, correct, this is a really old Reddit that no one.
Objects. Query on a big database. I'm scraping my memory of hell times when I worked in web dev.
Could you put in Java and see if it wants you to like add more to it or something?
Nah.
And there's nothing. Oh no, there's
There are-
some. How many letters? I get 5.
5.
Give me the sentences that it's used.
Newbie question. How to use put request without params in URL? Question mark. 5 asterisks 6. So it's definitely like Python 6. How are you doing authentication with blank and a React front end? I need a blank guru to backport a patch. Alright, so it says Motor Admin, a modern admin UI and business intelligence blank engine. So maybe it's a synonym of motor? I tried motor.
Did you try admin?
No.
Oh, well, I guess.
Yeah. I feel like we can't get it.
Yeah, it's like it's tough when it's a like computer language or something that like if you don't know the names of all of them, you can't get it.
Yeah. r/Rails. So it was motor related. I don't know what Rails is. That. Oh, okay. Okay, we've got asterisks and a ton of pictures.
Okay, here's the thing. I've just realized what would actually be the best.
Okay.
This is the this page is the glue to a crossword. So you can get letters by doing other things.
Oh, I like it. X's retirement. Clearly, these are all people like aged, like auto-aged. Trying to.
Is this
No,
like Zoom?
Twitch TV.
Or something?
No, this is a streaming thing
Okay.
for sure. Austin. Shitcon? No. It's 6 asterisks. On my FYP.
Look at that last picture again.
This one? The one that said shitcon?
I was looking at Melina because I thought it was that other picture you're looking at says something about Ms. Like Mrs. old friend so and so. So I thought it would be like a 6-letter name that Ms.
Starting,
came from.
yeah. Here's another Ms.
So this is definitely like a streaming group that Ms. is like part of, and Melina.
Yeah. Oh. I was blessed by the gods of PSA. See if I can find. Yeah, so there's another reference to PSA. Ms. Kiff. It's gonna be Ms. Kiff. Got it.
Nice.
Well done.
Another case of it was in a picture.
Yep.
It was. Where was it? Oh, that's the same picture I clicked twice. I don't remember where it was. There we go. Yeah, right there. Ms. Kiff.
Yep.
Ms. Kiff gifted a tier 1 sub to Fedmeister. Alright, we did it. Hooray.
Yay.
That was the Eccentric Subreddits segment because I found this.
That was subreddits with fiends.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. Do you think that we need to learn how to be cool, or if we can pass off?
I
on that?
will
I think it would help us.
Okay. There, that was the word we stopped on. Alright, well, everyone knows this term. Okay, so first of all, again, we're back on the, this is the segment where, you know, we're cool. We know what it's like to be cool. And we know that, like, not everyone can make it like we have. Here, these are lessons for you. I saw that eyebrow raise. These are lessons so that you can be cool too and be popular. By us telling you
Are we
slang.
claiming to be popular? I thought we were just cool.
This is slang that young people were saying in 2013, according to Canada. Alright, so...
Wait, we're saying that 2013 slang is cool?
To exploit this advantage, the champions
No, we're
moved
cool
in
and
to strike at
we
once.
know what's cool, so we're telling you what's cool. We just happen to be using a website that has this listed from 2013 by Huffington Post, Canada.
Go on.
Alright, so obviously y'all both know catfish.
Yeah.
So
A little wild fishy boys.
tastes great fried.
Does it?
Oh dang, that's trout.
No.
Alright, the next word is hella. Yep.
They call that slang?
Hella. The quote here is, I can't even deal with how many likes my photo has. This is hella cray cray. Remember guys, you too can be cool like me.
Like, okay, people like still say hell. I think it's actually like a West Coast thing specifically.
Yeah. I mean, I
But-
still say hella somewhat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the way that they use it in a sentence makes it clear that they don't actually know
Yes.
the way it's used in a sentence.
That example sentence was...
Was hella
To be
cray cray.
fair,
It's wild when they try
Hella
to combine it
was
with
correct.
other.
Everything else was...
Man, that just it hurts.
Alright. Soft.
What?
Kristen, you want to tell me what soft means?
I'm guessing it doesn't just mean like being lax on rules when one is normally not.
Correct.
No.
Means you're weak.
Oh.
I mean, yeah, that's basically what she's getting at.
Whoa. So he won't come out tonight because it's too cold? Soft.
That's not even like. I hate this because that's not even like slang from this era. That's just like a meaning of that word. I'm
Alright.
pretty sure that word has meant that for a long time.
No, this is current slang, guys.
Oh yeah, you know what? You're right. That's right.
Alright, next up. Dominic, can you tell me what rocket means?
I wish it would tell you what part of speech it is.
This is...
Like, is it verb or noun?
I'd say noun?
Yes.
You're not too far from true. You got the right gist. It's actually the opposite of that. When someone is really attractive, often a female. So, quote, Kate Upton is on the cover of Sports Illustrated. What a rocket.
I'm not convinced. Like, how? like, what is this slang? Does this slang list also include, like, suck Dalaga? like a slang that nobody has used in, like, 80
One
years?
cannot help but smile.
Like, one of those things like, rapscallion!
Oh my gosh.
Alright, next up. Probably one of the most commonly heard words of 2013. Can y'all guess what it is?
Vape.
No? I think vaping was still growing at that point. Not quite.
YOLO?
I think we already went through YOLO. I'll give you a hint. I'll mime it.
I don't know what your hand is doing.
Quickly.
You ready?
Is that a thumbs up?
Late?
Nope. Alright, I'll go ahead and say it. Selfie.
Stealthy?
Selfie.
Selfie.
Oh.
Selfie is...
Did you say pelfie? Absolutely not pelfie.
No, I heard stealthy.
Oh, okay.
I was like, how did
I
you
heard
mime stealthy?
Selfie. The Oxford English Dictionary even made it an official word.
Be gone!
That's not slinging.
Alright, we got 3 more. We're actually gonna reverse this list. Molly. Kristin, do you know what Molly is? Damn it. Yes, it's MDMA, ecstasy.
I'm sorry, I instantly reacted because I was like, did they put Molly under slang? Like,
Yep.
yeah, I guess, but it's not like slang that people are using in their daily life. It's, do you want some Molly water?
Alright, Kristin, since he yoinked it from you, tell me what guap is.
How dare you?
Wop?
Guap.
Forward.
Oh.
Can you spell that? Just so we
G-U-A-P. Guap.
I feel like I've heard it and it made sense in the context, but actually give a definition.
It's a noun.
It's a noun. Is it a specific noun?
I mean... yes? I guess?
I have an answer if you don't. It's bad guap.
No. It's money! The most commonly slanged thing.
I mean, that is definitely true for that part of it. I don't believe that guap is money, because it sounds like, it sounds slimy.
This shall not stand.
Yeah.
But that might be because I think it sounds like guap, so...
Are you playing as the king right now?
Yeah. Yeah, that happens now. He's also the old man from the beginning of Breath of the Wild, and you can swap his flame, like, you swap forms, it's great.
Okay. Alright, last one. I will spell it for you. The first person to say it is the coolest here. Aside from me, of course. D-A-F...
Hold on. So you're going to spell it and we have to say it first? Why don't you give us the definition and we have to
okay.
say it?
Well,
So that it's a ability to be cool,
Here.
not...
I will read to you as much of the definition as I can.
Be gone!
Okay.
This one isn't particularly new either, but teachers and students tell us they've been hearing it a lot. Blank is short for the fuck?
Yep.
Nope.
Or is it D-A-F-U-Q?
Close! D-A-F-A-Q.
Thank you.
The fuck?
It's not short for that. It just is that.
It just is, Cass.
Yeah.
Oh god, I hate hearing people who don't understand slang try to use the slang. Can we make our own version of, like, can we just, for like another time, just write, like, take this exact energy and then apply it to current things, like drip.
Alright, give me your definition of drip then.
It's just your threads. It's when your threads are cash money.
Oh
That sounds
god.
just out of touch enough. I think.
No.
Trying to
That's
use other slang that's bad.
that's not the definition though. That's the phrase. Man, did you see that person's drip? It's cash money.
Man, that guy's drip is cash money. And you're just like, who said any of this?
You shall not stop. Be gone.
Oh, yeah.
John, I need you to give me a definition for sus.
I am ready.
A definition or use it in a sentence?
Both.
Alright. Sus has
You kinda
been
have to,
very
like, do both to workshop them.
Yeah. Sus is teachers and students tell us that sus is one of the most heard words this year after it was found
That's
in
true,
a new video game, which it's not.
No, that's why they said that. Because they truly don't know.
New video game, Fall Guys.
Oh god.
Oh god.
I had a visceral reaction to that.
It's short for the word suspicious.
No, I think they would say suspect.
Suspect, yeah.
How dare you?
Is there another slang for suspect?
Oh no. I heard the intake of breath.
Is that
What
a-
did you hit?
Oh, no, that's right. Sus is like actually, I think, a term for suspect in like police work.
Yeah, I mean, like, sus has been used for multiple decades now.
No, it was invented with Fall Guys. You saying Fall Guys like is like the perfect pick because like visually I
mean,
can understand why someone who knows nothing about video games would get them confused.
And they were popular at the same exact time. So
Exactly.
Obviously, it's from Fortnite.
or Amogus. You could say Amogus.
Among Us.
I hate this.
Oh look, it's after 11.
Oh.
Yeah, it actually is, but I mean, you can obviously gonna have to finish your thing.
I'm sort of trying to grind rupees and XP for some characters so I can at least have a 4-person team for the last level or two that is decently like leveled and has decent weapons. This was easier playing with Stephanie because we had 2 characters per mission at least that we were playing, so
Because you can play it together.
yeah.
This
So,
is one
at
of those
least 2
multiplayer
people
games
would
like
have-
Amogus.
Like a Mogus.
Fortnite.
Fall Friends. Collapse Crew.
What other good slang is there recently that you could just make horrible?
All right, well
This out
you've
of-
done. Which one did you do?
Yeah.
Drip. Okay, and then I did sus. All right, Kristin. I need you to define and then use in a sentence simp. Because it would abso-fucking-lutely be on this list.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would. How to make it cringy.
Hang on.
I mean, the
Well,
word already
be fair.
is, so...
That's what I'm. Well, see, that's what I'm thinking is instead of just straightforward explaining what it is, just be like a normal and proper behavior for.
Alright, so while you're thinking about this, Dom, does that mean that, like, this is the last of it? Like one more episode of this of grinding and then we'll be done?
I mean,
How close are
maybe
you?
we'll see. Like, I think there are 2 more main levels.
Okay.
I'm not gonna, like, 100% side missions or anything, but I
Nah.
tend to do them because they're enjoyable and, like, are somewhat mindless, so I can actually join in conversation without having to be like, where do I have to go for this one?
Yeah.
I'm hoping it takes just a little longer to beat because the first wave of DLC is actually about to come out.
Oh, okay.
Like by the end of this month, and that's actually something people might be looking at.
Yeah. You do, like...
What's wild is I think the first wave of DLC is like new characters, but not necessarily new stories.
Ah.
And then the second wave of DLC is in like November. Yeah, I was like, I don't know if anyone's like, that thing I could literally 100% of it in a month. It came out like last year.
I'm trying to look up the DLC to see what it claims to
I know it's gonna be new fighters. I don't remember if it's. I feel like it might have some levels to go with them.
Wave 1 will be June. The Hyrule Warriors in the expansion pass, an expanded roster, newly added weapon types, and challenging enemies. You can also stop by the Royal Ancient Tech Lab to test yourself with new challenges.
Okay, so there's gonna be like a challenge mode. So it's not new story, but it's new levels.
Yeah. And then Wave 2 is new character vignettes. I don't know what that refers to in the terms of
I
this
believe
game.
that would be something like like friendship conversations in Fire Emblem, like that
Okay.
sort of like just small story snippets.
Okay. Added stages. So, probably not like a full story, but you'd have a few extra things. And expanded...
And that would mean like extra maps, it sounds like. Because like all of these reuse maps a lot of times, so this might be a full map and then some reuse, or like reusing it for more things.
Yeah. An expanded roster, so even more characters. Ugh. It's a good thing we're ending soon. I don't know, like, I don't know how they're expanding the roster twice. Because, like, who's not in the game already?
Pyrrha and Robbie, who like the young forms of are added to this game, who like you see their old forms in the like in Breath of the Wild, and so everyone was like, oh sweet, they're like young in this, and they're like super cool, I can't wait to play as them, and then they weren't in the main game. Like they are in the main game for story, but not for gameplay. And now they're probably gonna be in DLC, and we're like, cool. Kinda wish they were in the base game.
Yeah. It looks like
also,
there was a data mine. Suga
Okay, that's Master Koga's like second in command.
and Astor.
Yeah, so he's the big bad that's like bringing back Calamity Ganon. Here,
Okay.
Suga, right here. It's actually cool because he dual wields.
And additionally in the second wave is new battle skills for existing characters. Which, that's cool.
It is, but I also like have no idea what that means.
Yeah.
That could mean anything from like new weapon types for those characters, or it could mean like, oh, now when you throw bombs, you throw it in this way instead of the other way. Ooh.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
It could be that.
If it means like new
You
play
definitely
styles,
wanted to like make it arch more, right?
what I'm hoping it means is like, so like Link has 3 weapon types, like two-handed weapons, sword and shield, or spear, and since every character has their own like special move, like for example, Urbosa, her special move is like she charges up electricity for her like strong attacks. Link
Yeah.
has a different special move for each weapon type. If they were giving other characters other like play styles, in that it
Ooh.
changes their special move and also thus their move set to fit around with it, that would be fair, even if they use the same weapon.
Yeah.
But something tells me it's gonna be a lot less.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I love that this little side mission is called Medicine is the best medicine.
Excellent.
We're done, right?
Grants me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, well. Oh, that's it. Thanks everyone for coming.
Yeah.
I had a lot to talk about and I don't anymore, so I'll have to find some stupid things to talk about next time.
I'm sure we will find way too many.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, well, see y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.